Beloved, welcome back to How to Build Your Very Own Cozy Cabin. In today's video, we're going to be building the upstairs loft handrail out of these traditional log pickets. It seems to me the first thing that we need to do is to get this bottom rail scribed to the log. Now these, as a traditional carpenter, I'm used to working with everything being square, and log homes are not that way at all. So what we need to do is we need to scribe this to perfectly follow the contours of these logs. So let's shim this up, get this level, and then scribe this bottom rail. The first thing I want to do is make sure that these mortises are where they're going to go, because this is going to be custom cut to fit this right here where it goes into the logs. I'm no Bob Vila, but I'm guessing that this is not the right tool for the job here. But I'm trying to get a baseline of what this joint needs to look like to tuck neatly and cleanly in that seam right there, and I don't know how else to do it. Let's extricate this lower rail here so we can start our chopping. Goodness, you can chase your tail with this until the cows come home, back and forth, back and forth. You just got to get to the point where you got to just accept it. You just have to accept it. All right, it's like sharpening the pencil. It keeps getting shorter and shorter and shorter, pulling my railing away from the deck or the hole. So I did not figure it going in that deep. I did not have the experience. I haven't done it before. I thought it might move an inch, and it's moved over 2. I'm going to go with this. It's not as good as I would have hoped, but it is. I'm running out of rail. So I wanted this to be an 1.5 inch away from the opening, and now you can see that I'm closer to 3. What's starting to dawn on me is how little I know about working with log homes. Okay. To mount this post, the automatic thing comes, so of course you run up screws to the bottom, right? Well, I can't get to the bottom. Maybe with the special bit, but I got this big log right here. Plus there's no strength in that. There's no strength in running screws through end grain. You want a toenail. I've got 2 types of timber screws. I've got these Torx heads, and I've got these 5/16 heads. And I like the look of these. They're more decorative, but these are smaller, and it makes more sense. So what we have to be careful with, well, I guess it's not a problem since we're going to be running into that log, so I can just run these long. I was concerned about, well, that solves that problem. I was concerned about these coming through the decking and showing below, but we've got this huge timber right here, so all we really need to do is just figure out where we want these to go. I'd like to have those to sink in there about 2 inches. Might have to get the M18 out for that. Struggling. Got it done though, that's flush. All right, one more from the outside corner here, and I think we've got it, gentlemen. I guarantee you this one will drive it. You know what, it's actually flush. No point in going any further. All right, we got a triangle in there, and that is absolutely rigid right there. Now I could rip that off there because of all the leverage. However, this is going to tie in to another post. When you build a corner like that, a 90-degree corner, it makes it very strong. So all this ties in to work together, and it will be it'll be just fine. Goodness. All right, so let's put some screws in on this end here. The precision finished carpenter in me has got to get my head around the crudeness of the log home building. It's just a different deal. I was going to put some small screws in here, but I got these are so awesome, these timber screws. I thought, why don't we just hide it in the mortise? If I can pre-drill this a little bit at kind of a sharp angle, that will drive in there. Hopefully it won't split it. Oh, come now, come now. I need to recess that head or that mortise won't go in, or that tenon won't go in. Oh, yes. Oh. Yes, that was the key. Check that out. That is super skookum. Very strong. And we're level-ish. We're in the lines, gentlemen. That's what I strive for. You strive for perfection and you end up with mediocre. That's what the old man always said. Now this bit should go much better for Proho because I don't have to do any custom scribing. So what we got here is we've got this, well, isn't that nice? Oh, so we have to, oh, these were all supposed to, these were custom made sets, weren't they? Well, I didn't consider that. Oh, well, I got a little play in there. That's a nice thing about wood is you can bang it together. Is that going to go? Oh, it's so close. A little bit of persuasion. I think so. Oh, yes, look at that. Careful. Hold on now. Before I get carried away here, let's see. That's a D. I may have the wrong one. This looks like it's the A. Top A. Is there a D for this return? Yes, indeed. I almost put the wrong one on there. Okay, so let's give ourselves every chance. D top. D, their bottom. Okay. What's over here? D top. Okay. Tappity tap. Yes. Excellent. Boy, that's going to be good and strong. Excellent. Excellent, gentlemen. Excellent. Strike while the iron's hot. Excellent. One more. What have you brought me? Is it lunchtime?
Tacos and beans. Salsa. How's it sound?
That sounds good. I'm coming down. Hello, Miss Pants. How's Kit Kat?
And lemonade.
And lemonade. All right, I'm coming down. Excellent. And of course, I just had to have that 12-12 pitch, didn't I? So we're gonna have 3 custom pickets here. That top rail obviously is gonna dead hit in here. We're gonna have to figure all this angle out as well. I may have got my things out of order how I should be doing them, but I think there's quite a bit of play in that mortise, and there's nothing to say that has to go all the way down in there, to be honest with you. So we're gonna have to figure out how to cut this angle exactly and lay it in there and get it down in that mortise. I think I better get a saw station set up here because there's There's going to be a few cuts, a little trial and error, I think, for me to get this right. Perfect. All right. Let's screw this. I've got some really clean looking finish screws that won't show up too much. I think that head on those screws is small enough. I don't need to countersink it. Is that a 2.5? Yeah. A little bit of tear out there, but we'll sink that in there. This all needs to be sanded and finished anyways, but that looks pretty good. What do you think, gentlemen? I was expecting that to be much worse. Oof, scary. All right, 2 down. Well, I guess that's it for those, gentlemen. I was thinking I would get 3 before the rail comes across, but when I measured it, it was too short. I would only have the tenon screwed on there, and that's not going to look right. So I guess the handrail is going to come in right there, and then this will be part of, this is going to be a tricky one, that little corner where everything comes together like that. But, goodness, I didn't want to think about that. Well, we got these 2 in. That's it for today. I apologize, I really thought I would have this all done today, and it just takes time, especially when you're working by yourself. Manservant's not here today. He's his family's not feeling well, so they still hold sick to look after one another. So next time we will we'll go for the hard part. We're gonna have to customize that rail, that top rail, to fit right in there, come in there, right in here, and then somehow incorporate this. So we'll have to do a little modification on that, but it's all right. It's all right. You know, it's, I mean, that's not as good as I would have hoped, but it's what it is. I was afraid if I was going to go any further that I would, it just kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and I didn't want to pull this away from that hole anymore. Actually, let's go take a look at that. We'll do a quick walk around once over, and then we'll shut it down. Where I made a mistake, or what I thought was a mistake, was I didn't figure how far that would go into, recess into those logs. I was originally thinking that this was going to be 1 inch off of this line, a little bit closer, and not have this space here. Now I've got this little bit of board left over right here. It's kind of a small piece. Same over here. Just worked out that they were exactly the same. I could remove that. That would make the hole a little bit bigger. But Mrs. W looked at it and she's like, no, I actually like that. I prefer it this way. It would be nice to have, you'd be able to set a plant or something small on there and have a little extra room. So we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Because it's, the die is cast, gentlemen. It is, that's the way it's going to be. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoy these videos. We sure do appreciate that. If you'd like to become a member of the War Band and join my elite group, we meet every morning, 5 a.m. at the War Camp for a live stream. Usually goes about 2 or 3 hours. Become a member and you'll get your invite And you don't want to miss what's going on over there. We have the best guys on the internet, and we're building something amazing. So if you'd like to participate in that, change your life for the better, then we invite you to come on over. But so far so good. Pray for me. We'll keep your family in our prayers. May God bless all of you, and we'll see you on tomorrow's video.